Hi guys, welcome back. Today we are headed down to the mat for this pregnancy-safe Pilates workout that's going to focus on core strength as well as working the glutes and outer thighs. So if you are ready, just roll out your mat and let's get started. Hi guys, welcome back. If you are new around here, welcome for the first time. My name is Sarah and I do mostly kind of bar Pilates inspired workouts, so it could be a little mix of anything. Right now, for the next, let's say, few months of workouts, everything is going to be pregnancy friendly as I am currently pregnant. So if you are also pregnant, these will be great workouts for you preparing for labor. You can also do these workouts if you are postpartum. They will be postpartum friendly. And also if you are not pregnant, of course, welcome. If you would like to see more, of course, go hit that subscribe button down below to let me know. Really quickly here before we get going, 2 pieces of business. It's always the same 2 pieces of business. If you do not already, please go give me a follow over on Instagram at F2D Fitness, where I post a lot of content related to women's hormone health. So right now, there's probably gonna be quite a bit related to pregnancy and staying healthy and fit throughout pregnancy. But if you go back, you'll also find a ton of stuff related to women's hormone health. Tips for conceiving, all of that kind of stuff. And I do also work as a women's hormone coach. So if you would like to work with me, you can get in contact over there. I will also have linked down below the shop where you can purchase my 28-day workout program, the Hustle and Flow Guide. And that is a hormone balancing, cycle syncing workout program. It is what I used, just that, nothing else, for about 3 to 5 months leading up to trying to conceive. So that's that. Those are our pieces of business. We're gonna get cracking on this workout. So starting with a pretty short warm up. You're gonna come to hands and knees here. So hands underneath shoulders, navel tucking in. So just watching that you're always really supported here, especially if you're pregnant, but all the time anyway. You don't wanna be dipping, sinking through the lower back. So tuck in, really wrapping core in tight. And we're gonna tuck toes under here. We're gonna start off nice and simple. You're just gonna do a little hover. We're gonna tap shoulder, lift toes, touch knees back down in between. So we hover the knees, tap shoulder, lift toes. Keep pulling up from the navel. I need to do my hover first. Keep pulling up from the navel, shoulders back and down, nice flat back. And remembering to breathe. So don't let those hips swing around on those shoulder taps. Your goal is to stay nice and stable and still there. So that is the core engagement. One more here. So shoulder, toes, and then from that hovering position, press back to a downward dog, sinking heels down, nice and flat through the shoulders, upper back. Feel free to hang out there for as long as you want. And then we're just gonna shift forward, come back to that little hovering position, still pulling navel in. So rolling back to downward dog. These should feel really nice, especially if you do need a bit of an energy boost. Now, if you are pregnant and you are experiencing a lot of indigestion, I wouldn't recommend going for an inversion right after eating because it's not gonna help. And you could also just modify these and go back to a child's pose as well. I think these downward dogs feel really, really nice, but yeah, you could do either. Final downward dog here. And then go ahead, lower the knees. We're just going to spin around here and come back to set up for a bridge position. So if you're pregnant, getting down and coming up on the side. One of the most annoying things, but hey ho, it's not so bad. From here, so we're set up in this position ready to do a bridge. We're gonna do it with a knee tuck. So right leg's gonna be extended long. As you lift, you're gonna tuck right knee in, little pause on the top, slow release down. 1 minute per side, starting in 3, 2, 1. So we tuck, little pause, squeezing left glute tight, and then tap back down. I'm not resting my weight here in the floor at the bottom. I'm keeping that left glute and hamstring engaged, so it's just a light tap to floor. I'm headed right back up. Nice and smooth in either direction. Exhale on the lift. Inhale on that release. Well, not really a release, a tap down. So just nice and steady here. Thinking of tucking tailbone under. Worst thing about this is trying to keep an eye on my timer while doing this. So if you see me well, you shouldn't see me at all because you're busy doing this. I'll let you know when we're ready to switch sides. Don't worry. Let's do one more on this side. Plant the right foot, extend left leg long, and we switch. So tuck in, extend. Nice and smooth. So we're waking up back body and core. Good one for getting those deep transverse abdominis muscles. Really good exercise, this one, as I said, also in postpartum. So nice, safe one to do if you have an ab split, and it'll actually help that ab split go back together. Strong right glute and hamstring here. We'll do one final thing in this position. Do one more here. Bring both feet down, keep hips lifted, and we're gonna do a tuck here. So it's not gonna be the whole back going up and down. You're gonna see if you can just release the tailbone, tuck tailbone under. Release tailbone, tuck tailbone under. So just check in with that. It's a different feeling than the hips going up and down, up and down, up and down. This, we're really looking to isolate that little pelvic tilt, keeping the energy in the glutes, finding that kind of scooping motion. So we're not just getting a whole lot of back. It is gonna work the lower back too, not a problem, but we don't wanna just be doing a whole lot of lower back, and meanwhile the glutes are just kind of floating there on holiday. Right, right. Knees tracking straight forward here. Just a few more here. Ooh, this one's gone by fast. Do one more. And go ahead, roll back down, come on to one side, and press back up. That is our warm-up. So we're going to get into sort of the main event here, and we're gonna do this in intervals, my favorite kind of intervals right now, 50 seconds on, 10 seconds off. That's a quick break to set up the other side. I'm actually gonna start this side first. So you're going to come to hands and knees here. We'll do everything full series on one side, then we'll have a little bit of a breather, we'll switch to the other side. So from hands and knees here, you're going to extend right leg long, toes pointed, and we're gonna be doing a big rainbow up and over, keeping torso nice and stable. You can imagine you have a tray of drinks on your back, you're not gonna spill it. Pulling navel up, 50 seconds, starting in 3, 2, 1. And I'm gonna be kicking this wall probably. It's always the case, oh well. So flat shoulders here, flat back. You shouldn't be dipping or hollowing the lower back as that leg lifts. Hips should not be swinging side to side here. Nice and stable. So this is the core work. And again, if you're pregnant here, baby is nice and supported, pulling up. Nice long leg on the right there. And just having that 10 seconds of rest, I do feel like actually does make a difference. You might disagree. Last one there. So next thing, you're gonna drop to the left elbow, stay on the right palm. We're gonna open this right knee to the side. So knees are not friends, they're never gonna come near. It's angled out, but we lift to the rear, touch back of the heel. Exhale, lift, touch the top of the foot to the back of the heel. And as you're lifting here, knee and ankle should be on the same level in that right leg. We're spinning the hip back. One little nice kind of, well, nice, I don't know. One fun little self-check you can do here to see that the energy and the weight are where they're supposed to be, aka on that left side, is pick up the right hand. Whoo! You could do this whole series with that right hand lifted. I'm not going to right now. No. But keep in mind, if you're not doing that, just really tuck the left glute under. Last one there. Quick little breather. We're gonna lift back to that same position again, and we're gonna be pulsing. You had to have seen it coming. All right, go ahead, lift. Here we go. So finding that little tiny area, you're squeezing actually the same part on both sides. So you're squeezing from the corners, still hugging, wrapping navel in, working a little bit of the obliques, pulling upward, pressing out of this bottom shoulder. So we're not collapsing there. Energy is upward. And again, you could experiment with picking up that hand. I'm a little bit wobbly, but not too bad. Not too bad. And that lifting leg, that knee is in line with your torso. It's not all the way up here. Sometimes I see people doing kind of a fire hydrant there to the side. This is a lift to the rear. It's just a lift with a turnout. That's all. Last few seconds here. And go ahead, release. Still in that same position, we're just gonna add an extension. So it's gonna be a lift, extend, and bring it down. All right, here we go. Lift, extend, bring it back down. Knees still do not come near. Notice I'm not releasing my hips as I come down. Hips are still pressing up. I'm still staying really nice and supported there. Exhaling on that extension. We're working corners. All the corners. I love working the corners. There's something just satisfying about how it feels. I'm not putting a bunch of weight into the right side, that right arm specifically. I'm really opening up. I'm looking to rotate my hips fully open here and stack them at the top so that right kneecap is pointed straight out. It's not down to the floor. Last one there, 10 seconds to rest. We're gonna keep the legs straight. We're gonna pulse it there. That's gonna be the last thing in this position though. All right, go ahead, lift it up. Knee is locked straight. Just squeezing that corner. Your whole torso shouldn't be moving around with these. Probably the biggest mistake I think I see people make with these is that like there's this whole like torso like woo like chaotic event. No, your torso should not be moving at all. You're really just engaging tight here. You've got a strong base, squeezing that supporting glute so then we can isolate this top active glute and outer thigh and just squeeze that, and the whole thing isn't moving like crazy. Oh, it's the next exercise that I'm a little bit afraid of at this moment in my life. Last few seconds here. And release. All right, come fully onto that left side here. We're gonna set up in a modified side plank on the elbow and bottom knee. We're gonna stay lifted, so lift it up here. This top leg, we're drawing a rainbow. Up and over, hips stay stacked. Now, if you want to modify here, you could just bring the hips down to the floor. You're still creating some space between your side body and floor, lifting away. But if you want the full thing, all the way up here. And I've said this before, but you guys can always play with these intervals. So just because I'm doing 50 seconds on, 10 seconds off, doesn't mean that you have to do that. You could make it 40-20, 45-15. You can make it whatever you want there. I encourage you to be consistent with it, especially like as we switch to the other side, keep the two sides consistent with what you're doing. But yeah, it doesn't have to be the same interval. Last one here, those ones really get me. And then we're gonna come up to the hand here, hand and knee. So hand is just underneath the shoulder. You can pivot on this knee anywhere you want. Top leg, which is still your right leg extended long, we're gonna lift and lower, straight leg. We're just working our way around the glutes. It's a tour of glutes right now. And I'm still supporting here from the front, engaging core. So I'm wrapping in, pulling navel to spine, pulling baby to spine. Oh, that bottom glute. It's really the bottom glute that's gonna be suffering by this point. And you're just gonna keep squeezing it super, super tight. We've got this. There's not too much more on this side. And then we get to switch. And I always feel like second side goes by faster. Last one there, give it a little breather. We're gonna keep that leg lifted. It's a pulse. It's a pulse, of course it is. In 3, 2, 1. I'm sorry about this. Stay soft in that supporting shoulder. Energetically, we're still lifting upwards, same as everything else. And we're trying to isolate that little muscle group just in the corner here. So again, the whole body is not moving. Your whole torso is not writhing around. We can really control this. Keep that leg as high as possible. Ideally, level with the hip and torso. But, you know, if it starts to fall a little bit down here, but you're still feeling that you're engaging, that's fine. Still engage. Keep the leg really long. I would say the length of the leg is actually more important on this one than the height of the lift. Here's 3, 2, 1. Release. One more thing, in this side kneeling position, we're gonna do a knee to elbow. So we can do it from foot on the floor though. Top arm reaches overhead. Exhale, squeezing knee to elbow. Inhale, extend. So again, nice, strong base supporting here. Strong shoulder, pressing out and away. I'm opening my knees slightly to the side. Oh, that bottom glute. It is feeling some type of way. But it's gonna get to release so soon. So just hang in there. And it can do it. Glutes are strong, but man, they love to complain. Last one here. Final thing we're gonna do here is hold inside plank. So up to what you feel comfortable with. You could obviously modify it here down on the knee. I'm gonna pop her all the way up, see how we get on. Maybe I don't maintain this for the full 50 seconds, but pick your poison and hold. Whew. So really lifting up. Now, if you are pregnant here and you have not been in the practice of doing full side planks like this, I wouldn't advise starting it now. Not the time to be starting new crazy things or really progressing anything. It's the time to just be consistent. My arm is shaking. It's just that bit of added weight. Oh my God. Last few seconds here. I'm gonna drop to my knee for the last few seconds. Here's 3, 2, 1. Whoo, whoo, whoo. Release. Okay. 10 minutes later, we're done with that side. Give everything a little shake out. You know exactly what's coming on the other side here. I don't know if that's good or bad. It just is. It's what it is. So we're gonna come all the way back to hands and knees here. This time, left leg is our active moving side, and we're starting with that big rainbow up and over. Of course, if you need to, you can pause here, take a slightly longer water break, whatever you need, but when we're ready, we're meeting here. We're starting that rainbow in 3, 2, 1. Again, torso does not move with it, stays nice and level. Wrapping core around, nice and supported. So yeah, torso doesn't move at all. So again, I do always just like the reference of like tray of drinks on your back that you cannot spill, because that shows you how little the hips should be or even need to be moving on this. Feeling good though. Feels good to have one side done, at least. All right, let's do one more here. And then we're gonna be dropping onto that right elbow. We're into that kind of like diamond position. It's actually kind of an attitude. So you're opening, turning the legs apart here. We lift to the rear, exhale, lift, inhale, touch. Again, knees are not closing up. It's not a fire hydrant, so you're not lifting to the side. You're lifting to the back with a turnout. And you can always, again, play that game of let's pick up left hand. Woo! See how hard everything's working, because you don't want to rely on that too much. It is there for balance, but you don't want to be putting a bunch of weight into that left arm. It's not what it's there for. Knee and ankle on the same level, so watch that it's not turning into one of these. That's a different thing. That is a different thing. So really find that turnout. Squeezing your supporting glute nice and tight. That really helps. All right, go ahead, take a 10-second breather here, or longer. If you're breathing all right, that's fine. Next one is a pulse in that same position in 3, 2, 1. So pulsing it here, checking that position, seeing up, our knee and ankle on the same level. Yes, they are, hooray. We're right where we need to be. Taking nice deep breaths here. So anytime I'm pulsing, I like to think just 4 counts in, 4 counts out for the breathing. And actually doing that, I find pulses can be somewhat meditative. You may not have realized that pulses can be meditative, but yes. Yes, they can be. Few more seconds here. And release. On the next one, we add in that extension. So lift, extend in 3, 2, 1. I do like the extension. It just feels nice. And you can really find that rotation open, that turnout with the extension, I find. So kneecap is not pointed down toward the floor. It is straight out to the side. And hips are not dropping again here as you bring the leg back into that home base. I'm not bouncing up and down with the hips. They are staying on the same level here because they are nice and supported throughout. Really going for control here, so don't rush these. Last one here. 10 seconds to rest. We've still got that straight pulse here. But again, that's the last one in this position. And then we move into the side. All right, lift it here, straight leg, little tiny pulses. Maybe again, seeing if you can pick up left hand. You don't have to, especially if you feel unsteady there at all. Don't do it. It's really, you will be the best judge of what you can do, what you feel safe doing. There's a wide range. There's definitely a wide range. I do pre- and postnatal personal training with women, and it's not the same what I do with everybody, because it really depends on what you've done in the lead up to becoming pregnant, how your pregnancy is going. There's so many factors that influence it, but you will know the best what you feel comfortable doing. And go ahead, release. All right, we're coming into that side plank here on the elbow and knee, staying lifted, or if you modified on the first side, keeping hip down. And we're doing that rainbow here with the leg. This is my least favorite one. I'm gonna have to say. Why? I don't know, it just really gets me. It's just keeping hips lifted here, I do find challenging. Outer thighs, oh my God, outer thighs and glutes, it just kills me a little bit. But we're over halfway. We can do it, we can do it, we can do it. A little bit more. Just sticking with that breath. You can tell I'm done here because I'm just watching the timer. Last one there. That's how you know that I'm just like suffering in it. All right, coming up here to knee and hand, straight leg lift. Here we go. Lift, lower. And I didn't say this on the first side, but on that lower, really think of pressing it back down to floor. So it's not just like a kick drop. It's a controlled lift, squeeze, press down, resisting. Lift, squeeze, whew, press down. The second side, not gonna lie, it feels harder. It feels harder. I thought it would feel easier because my right side, which is my dominant, is now my supporting side. But you know, sometimes just when there's a second side, it's the second side. Doesn't necessarily matter whether it's your dominant side or not. It just feels like second side. Last one there. Little breather here. And we're gonna pulse that Y. Sometimes I just regret putting something in the lineup. This is the thing I'm regretting. All right, pulse it out. But it's only 50 seconds, and I had just said, pulses can be meditative. 4 counts in, 4 counts out. Let the muscles take over. Keep core engaged. Don't let the whole torso move. And again, if the whole torso is feeling like it needs to move to maintain a certain height, just let it come down a bit. There's no shame in that. Just let it come down. Keep it controlled. There's always kind of like a hierarchy of what's most important in these exercises. For this, it's keeping the core controlled, keeping this leg straight. Few more seconds here. We can do it, we can do it, we can do it, we can do it. Oh, release. Okay. Last thing in the side kneeling position is gonna be that knee to elbow. These actually aren't too bad, I think. I don't know. I mind these a little bit less. Top arm overhead, here we go. Knee to elbow, extend. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, reach. And you don't necessarily have to make contact there, knee to elbow. It's something to go for. Go do your best there. Don't just cheat it. Don't speed these. You should be going at my pace. So you'll notice there's a little pause. There's a little squeeze pause. Hold that pause. Otherwise, you are cheating the core engagement there. And why cheat that? Why? What would be the fun, or really the benefit in that? Let's squeeze one more in here. All right, and here it is. The mother of all core moves. The side plank. Whatever you did on that first side, you're looking to do the same thing on this second side within reason. So hips stacked, navel to spine, pressing up out of that bottom shoulder, lifting from the line of the hips. Taking deep breaths. And again, don't push yourself beyond what you're used to, what your body can handle. I'm going fairly all out with these because, I've been planking for a long time. That doesn't mean it hasn't changed. It has, like I said, having more weight on that. I also haven't done quite as much upper body, so I'm gonna drop to the knee here. So I am modifying. It's fine. And go ahead, release. Okay, that's that series wrapped on both sides. Now we get into the fun stuff. I don't know. Let's say that. So you're gonna be seated here. We're gonna do this kind of pretzel position with the legs. So left leg's gonna be in front, right knee or right foot is kind of tucked behind. Right knee is gonna be pretty much in line with the left knee. So we've got like a straight line here. You can just line up on the edge of the mat. That's probably gonna be the easiest thing to do. From here, this is actually a really nice one. What do you know? You can have hands on the hips, in front, wherever. We're gonna lift up, press hips forward, and then just sit back. So really nice one for the hips. If the hips are a bit tight in pregnancy, good one to prepare for labor as well. Sets the pelvis up right. So we're gonna keep same intervals here, 50 seconds on, 10 seconds off. In 3, 2, 1. This is the one I've just wanted to get to. Squeezing both glutes, tucking them forward. Don't spend too much time sitting back there. Oh, yes. I don't know, maybe you guys are like, this one's not that great. I don't know, something about this. I just think this feels like a wonder for the hips, especially after all of that long last series. And that was long haul. So if you're still here, well done. It's a lot of muscular endurance work. But yeah, I love a good endurance game, personally. That is kind of my jam. Do one more here. We're gonna stay in this position on this side, and we're just gonna do a little clamshell here with the back leg. Pretty straightforward. You're gonna be lifting the knee, lowering the knee. That's it. We lift, we lower. So you're getting just this very small little band on the outside there. Keeping back nice and tall here, tailbone through the crown of the head is stacked, so we're not just like collapsing over the left leg. Shoulders are soft. It's a small motion. It's not meant to be a gigantic range with these. It's really small. I'm still thinking of pulling up through the navel, so activating core, activating pelvic floor. Yeah, this series is the one for me. This is the one. I'm happy about this. I'm happy that we get a second side to do this on. Last one here, and that second side is coming now. So go ahead, just switch the legs over to that other side. Again, we're just in this like, what did I call it? A windmill? I don't know, I just called it. Anyway, lift up, tuck under, sit back for just a second. Hips square to the front. And you may notice, I'm noticing right now, this feels a little bit different on the second side in terms of the angle. You'll notice if the hips are a little bit out of alignment. Mine are a little bit right now. I know this. I am so overdue for an adjustment. I'm getting adjusted in the next few days. I'm so looking forward to that moment in my life to reset hips. I think I haven't been adjusted in over a year. So there's that. And then also just having the extra weight on it, I can feel that I need to get adjusted. But yeah, this will also help actually level things out. Last one here. So I'm doing what I can on my end, but ready for an adjustment. All right. Back foot stays down. We're just lifting knee a little bit. Press it down. Stay sitting nice and tall. Open knee, release down. No cats making appearances today. I'm sorry about this. If you're new around here, you might not even realize, but usually there's at least one furry friend on the prowl. They're all just giant sleepy heads right now. Layla's not even playing with the Christmas tree. She was doing that all night, so I think she just kind of tired herself out. She's passed out on the couch, looks very cute. She's got her little like hand over her face. I think Leo's back in the wardrobe. Luna's around somewhere. She was out here. I don't know where she's gone. She's probably gone to the bedroom. Last one here. They're all around somewhere. They're all asleep. All right, you're gonna come onto both knees here. You can just do hands on the hips. Knees are gonna be about shoulder distance apart, mat squat. So we're just gonna sit the butt back, tuck under. I'm gonna show you actually from the side here so that I can really show you how full that tuck is boom. I am really squeezing the glutes under as tight as I possibly can. Now that doesn't mean that I'm hollowing the lower back and doing like a big old back bend there. I'm staying supported from the front, pulling in there. I'm just pulling everything in tight from every direction because I can. Just big tuck under. Lower body's feeling good. Now that we're kind of more in the home stretch, feeling good. One more here. All right, next thing, you're gonna stay kind of halfway down there in that sort of mat squat position, and you're gonna draw a little smiley face with the hips. So they're gonna pop up to one side and other side. Go ahead and start. Navel is still pulling into spine. I'm moving nice and slowly, finding a little pause on either end. It's another nice one, I think, for range of motion in the hips. All right, legs are feeling all fired up. Yeah. But like I say, we are pretty much in the home stretch at this point. There's gonna be just a little bit more kind of like core abdominal work. And then really simple finisher, we'll stretch it out. Yeah, we're just about there. I mean, you guys knew what you were signing up for. There is, I'm sure on the title of this, it says how long it is. Last one there, release. All right, a little bit of a breather here. Let it rest for a moment. Again, good opportunity to take a water break, should you so desire. And again, a good opportunity if you want to pause here and take a longer break, you can do that as well. We're gonna be coming though, back to hands and knees here. Extending right leg, left arm. You're gonna be doing a lift in line with the torso, curl the back, tuck knee in, extend, we lower down. That's the move. We're just doing single side. So single side repeating. And now, let's see, as far as the back, what you can think about is that we've got a tray of drinks on the back here. You are gonna spill it here because we are rounding up. Basically, your back is gonna be a plain or a mountain. It is never gonna be here in a valley. That's the important thing. All right, 50 seconds on, 10 seconds off. Home stretch in 3, 2, 1. So left arm, right leg, we lift, find that nice long reach, tuck in nice and controlled, extend, release down. Same as everything else we've done in these kinds of semi-lifted supported positions, hips don't go down just because the limbs are going down. The hips and torso will always stay on the same level. Nice long line as you're reaching there, fingertips through the toes, or you could do it with a flexed foot through the heel. But nice straight knee there. Last one there. Go ahead, release. We're gonna stay on this side. You're gonna stay lifted. You're gonna do a little helicopter out to the side, come to center, pulse, pulse. All right, here we go. So extend. Little opening. It's not gonna be big at all, especially with the leg. Pulse, pulse. Leg stays nice and straight. Stays level with the torso. It's not really gonna go too much above it. Keep these nice and slow. We don't want the torso traveling with it. So hips should not be swinging with that leg out to the side. Both sides of the torso should feel equal in length. So just notice as you're taking that leg out to the side, does it feel like all of a sudden right side body is shortening? Should not be. If that's the case, you know that the hip is going with it. Last one there, pulse, pulse, bring it down. Those two things on the other side. So that's that side officially done. Left leg, right arm. We lift, we tuck. That can all be on an exhale breath. Inhale as you lower. got a little bit of a sweat going. Not too bad. For me, it really depends on humidity levels more than even the actual temperature. It's really about the humidity levels for me. So we did have the heating on this morning, which means it is a bit drier in here. And when it's a little bit drier, I don't sweat so much, which I appreciate. And release, I don't know. You guys can let me know down below in the comments. Are you somebody who really enjoys sweating? Or are you like me? I enjoy things that make me sweat. Stay lifted here. A little helicopter, center, pulse, pulse. Like, I enjoy doing cardio, and I accept that getting sweaty is part of doing cardio. I enjoy lying out in the sun. I accept that getting sweaty is part of that, but I don't actually like being sweaty. It's one of my least favorite feelings. What it is, it's not even specific to sweat. I hate more than just about anything in the world the feeling of being damp in any way, but not being submerged in water. Like, if I'm in the shower, fine. If I'm in a bath, fine. If I'm swimming in the sea, excellent, even better. Last one here. And then as soon as I'm out, I just want to be fully dry. There's no in between, I don't like it. All right, flipping around here, final exercise. Feet hip distance, hands underneath shoulders. We're gonna scoop up, nice little reverse tabletop, pause there for a few seconds. Tap butt back down. Reach long through the kneecaps there. Squeeze the butt up and in, stay pressed out of shoulders. You can do fingertips pointing in any direction here. I usually do fingertips kind of out to the sides because I do feel like that just gives me the most space across the chest and fronts of the shoulders to allow me to lift up into these, because it is also a nice postural one. Working back body. And another good one if you are postpartum for recovering from an ab split. Last one there. Go ahead and release. And that brings us to stretches. Huzzah. Okay. Because it was a little bit of a risky one today, just bring the arms forward here. You're gonna circle the wrists. We'll go outward. We'll go inward. Give them a little shake. There we go. Let's take a seated pigeon here. So cross right ankle over left knee. Right knee is pushing out away from you. You can step the left foot in closer. Sit up into it. Maybe looking for a little bit more motion there. Just dropping the hips side to side. That's optional. You could just hold there as well. That's quite nice. Up to you. And then left leg, you're just going to tuck underneath here. Right leg is stacked on top. That can always be a little bit wider. And you're just gonna have a little play around there. Release into it. These have just been some of my favorite hip stretches in pregnancy and all the time. Other times too. I like these ones. And go ahead, release. We'll switch sides. So crossing left ankle over right knee, stepping it in, lifting the chest up and over, pushing left knee out away from you. Maybe doing a little drop side to side. Hello, hip. Hello, old friend. And then just tucking that right leg underneath. I'm so sorry that the cats have not appeared. I feel a sense of loss also. Hopefully next time, stay tuned. I'm sure they will appear again. Leo used to appear every single time I got the camera out. He was like the star of the show, and then I think he just got bored with it. To be honest, I think he just got bored with it. He was like, of course I'm the star, and what? What's next? Go ahead and release. We're gonna come onto the knees again here and just take a little wide lunge to either side, so you can step right foot to the outside of right hand, stay there. Maybe you'd prefer to be supported here. You could also have a yoga block if you want to stay up a little bit higher, but if it feels okay, you can have hands down here. I also like to do a little bit of a drop side to side with this one, so just rolling onto the edge of that right foot. I'll kind of move my hands so you can see what I mean. Just rolling that foot. No, I don't think you can see. But just rolling, dropping the right knee out a little bit there. Side to side. And then if it feels okay for you here, lift up to the knee. You're gonna bend that back leg, reach around, find the top of the foot, pull in. Big old quad stretch. Also front hip flexor. It hurts so good. And go ahead, release. We'll switch sides there. So left foot steps wide. Again, wherever you want the hands to be, make sure that left heel is down. And you can do a little rock here, side to side. You'll probably be able to see better on this side what's happening. Just nice, gentle motions, being conscious not to overstretch. So again, good to just set like a baseline. If you're watching this and you're not pregnant, but thinking about becoming pregnant, it's good to set your baseline before becoming pregnant, so that you're not going beyond that. You're gonna kind of set the limit in advance. So coming up to the leg here, reaching behind, pull it in. This feels surprisingly equal on both sides. That's kind of nice. Nice deep breaths here. And go ahead, release, step that left foot back, and then let's just take knees wide here. Press back into a lovely child's pose. And then at your leisure, just walk hands back in, lifting back up to a seated position. That's us done. That is us done. That was a journey. That was a journey. If you're still here, thank you guys for doing this workout with me. If you enjoy routines like these, let me know by giving this video a like down below. Of course, hit subscribe to come back for lots of pregnancy-friendly workouts, and probably at some point in the future, postpartum workouts coming your way too. So hit that subscribe button to see more of that. And let me know down below in the comments section, if you are pregnant, how far along are you? How is this journey treating you? And what other workouts would you like to see? I will see you guys back here soon. Bye.